Okay, we're here with Hosni Mubarak. Hosni Mubarak has called Jasper home for 116 years. I'm going to talk about this guy and a little bit about how we like describe characters, and I'm going to use this guy to take videos of me trying to kill people, probably failing and getting killed myself, but um, again, I'm just looking for, like I've said in a different video I made, I'm just trying to get the point across of why this game is so good and why it's fun to build, like why it's worth it to build a character and get involved with people and, make friends and make enemies and everything. So at one time this guy was 20 HP, just like everybody else, with no mana, no skills. Well, I'm sure he started with block, slash, and dodge. It's been a long time, so I don't remember. But over here in the spreadsheet, I'm trying to help explain a little bit about the builds in this game. So I guess we'll start with stats. So this guy has only 1 agility and 1 aim. These are really aggressive, pure mage stats. I wouldn't recommend it, although some people do. The guy I built this character with, we shared him. That was his decision, and we built him like that. He's got 48 might, so he carries a lot of stuff, and he hits pretty hard. He's maxed on intellect, which is important for a full mage like this. Maxed on stamina, maxed on mysticism. So he has the most possible mana. He can get 150 HP. I'll take the circlet off. A circlet is something you wear, and it ends up trading. It trades HP for mana. So this guy's 120 HP, and his base mana right now, he's missing 2 nodes, so he's at 113. So I'm gonna cast Blink just to burn some mana. Okay, and this guy's gonna regenerate back to 113 mana. Alright, and so a big thing with this guy is he's 50 intellect, so he's the maximum possible intellect in the game. He has the most levels you can have in the game. And so let's take a look at this. Okay, so when we describe levels, we might say like 555. So 555 would be a 3-schooler. You can be, for example, you could be 5 WC, 5 Cranon, and 5 Core. Or you could be 5 WC, 5 Cranon, and 5 Shao. And those are what we call 3-schoolers. They're like the best bang for the buck. I talked about them in the other video I made for character creation. I don't know how this became 5.5 2005, but I said 5.5.5. So that's a 15 level character. 3 schools. You could be a 5. You could be a 5.6.5. That would require 25 intellect. And so if an example of a 5.6.5 might be 5 in WC, you might have 5 in Cranan, and then you have 6 in Core. So not only can you blind and go invis and everything, but you can also get Gaze. Gaze is a spell that you cast on yourself, and it makes you, every time somebody attacks you, they get held for a very short period of time. Held in place. So with 50 intellect, you can do 5, 5, 6, 6 with 4 schools. So what is that? It's a total of 22 levels with 4 schools. If you go to 5 schools, you can get 23 levels the way it works out. So you could go 5, 4, 5, 5, 6. We'll drop this 6 down to a 5, and then we can add a 2. Excuse me, a 2. And that's what this guy is. So and you can see right here, let's say you wanted to go 5, 5, 6, 4, and change that 2 up to a 3. That's how intellect works. So with 50 intellect, you can have 22 levels out of 4 schools. You can have 23 levels out of 5 schools, and 24 levels. So 22, 23 out of 5, 24 levels if you went to 6 schools, which I don't know why you would do that, because then you're carrying around all kinds of regs. And you can see, like, as you get to the top 2 levels, that's where all the good stuff is. And that's what I'm trying to explain, is that down here it's kind of like, little helpful stuff, like, it's pretty cool. Some stuff is handy, like Cranan level 2 is handy. Some stuff in Regen, Farron is handy. But the stuff that really makes a difference in a fight is all up here in 4, 5, and 6. So it kind of doesn't really make sense to do, like, 5, 5, 6, 3-3-2. You know, because you have 3-3-2. It's all the lower level stuff. You might as well be something like 5-5-6-6. Okay, so Hosni, we're going to go through and describe Hosni. So Hosni, the way we describe characters is we'll say like he's at 120 HP, which he is, 120 hit points. And then he has, we got WC2 so he could defend himself a little bit. He only has 1 agility. We didn't want him to have no block and no dodge. So even though this guy's, he's not a very good character. Even though he only has 17% dodge and 25% block, it's still better than nothing. It's actually kind of embarrassingly low. But whatever, who cares, right? So he's 120 HP, WC2. And then he has, we can go over here in his inventory and look at his, he's got the gray robes of core, which means he's at least level 5. And this guy, we do have gaze of the basilisk, right? So we're, that's the spell I was talking about, grants the caster the ability to paralyze any who meet his gaze. So if I had this up and somebody was trying to hit me with a bow, every time they hit me with a bow, it would hold them for just a second. So it's pretty good on the defense side for core 6. So WC2, we'll say core 6, or Krenan 5. Okay, I've got the blue Krenan robe, the buff school. I'll show you Armor of Court is a level 5 spell right here. So we're core 6, Krenan 5, Regis 6, which is a lot of fun. Regis is like the trickster spell school. It's on the island. Level 6 has illusion, which means I cast a spell and I go anywhere else in the world. So we're going to do that. I'm going to put on my Regia robe so the spell power is stronger. I'm going to type cast illusion, cast elu, hit enter. And then I can say where I want to go. So I want to go to Core Noth. So I'm going to type CN and go to Core Noth. The reason, this is something else, but the reason why I can type CN and it says right here Core Noth is because if I type in alias and hit enter, I have all these key bindings for F1 through F12. So I use F12 for get. When I'm in a guild, I use F1 for guild chat. So I just type F1 and hit whatever message I want. And then I hit enter and it sends out a message to my guild. Then I have my attack spells, like my first tier, like the stuff I need all the time. So I'm always blinding people, I'm always holding people, I'm always using Blast of Fire, which is the Farron 4 Blast of Fire right here. Does a lot of damage, like a melee magic attack with pretty good range. I'm always using those. I have this spell Dement, which is a Regia 4 spell, which I can use. So if somebody's attacking me and they're, let's say they run up on me and they have core or they have Shalil or something good and I'm worried that they're going to use magic on me, I can hit them with blind and then Dement. Dement like takes away their spell power, makes it much less likely they're going to get a good spell off on me. And then because this guy is really a paper tiger, I'll probably just run away. So beyond that, if I want to go to command aliases, I can type in anything, any kind of command, and then what I want it to say. So I'll type in a command, hey. And then when I type in hey, it'll say, so S, hey, how are you, dude? And then I'll hit define. Hit OK. And then whenever I type in hey, so you just see me type in hey down here, it says, hey, how are you, dude? And that's how I have, like, so my first tier I have on my F12, or my F keys, right? My second tier, I just type them real quick. So if I wanted to illusion, I just type ELU, enter, and I have that set for cast illusion. If I want to illusion, then head to Core Noth, and I don't want to type out, say, Core Noth, I just do CN, enter, or BQ for Barloak, enter, or ISL for Island, enter. Okay, so that's a really handy part of the game. It's a really good thing for casting. It's better than just typing it out. So, again, I could cast like C space INV. If you go look at the spell list, there's no ambiguity here. So INV is the only, or invisibility is the only INV, right? If I go IN even, it should work. There's nothing else starting with an IN. So I'll go cast C space IN, enter. And it'll cast Invis. Or I can just set IN for Invis if I wanted to make it even a little bit faster. And that's good for getting into a fight. I mean, I only have these keys, right? I only have this many. So there's other stuff like Farron level 3. I'll put in here Winds. Winds is a really handy spell. It's an area spell where like if anybody's trying to bow me, I throw up Winds and it makes them less likely to hit me. So it's not like that's not a primary thing that I want to have taking up room on my F keys, but I can, instead of having C wins, I can just do WIN enter. So I'm running along real quick. Maybe I see somebody come in the zone. I can just target them, blind them. So here we'll pretend this centipede is an enemy. I'm gonna hit my bracket key to target. F4 for blind. Okay, and then I'm gonna do wins. So maybe I want to just tuck tail and scram. Get a blind off, throw up wins in case somebody's trying to bow me, and just get away. That's how those aliases work. So that's pretty important. But back to Hosni. So WC2, Core 6, Cronan 5. I showed you guys illusion, so he's Regis 6. So I'm gonna go R6, and then this guy has Farron 4. So he's not a Farron master. If you're level 4 in a spell school, you're gonna have this brown color. So if you're Core 4, Cronan 4, Regia 4, Jala 4, Shao 4, it's all gonna be the same color of brown. It has the insignia on the back if you look at it. If you're looking at a character that's wearing one. But I'm only Farron 4. If I were Farron 5 or Farron 6, this would be red. But I'm only Farron 4, which means I have Touch of Flame in level 2, which is a good little melee thing. Spider webs, I cast a web on the ground that people get stuck in. Winds, I showed you. Fireball, Blast of Fire, and Firewall. Those are all really really good spells for attacking people that I'm going to use a lot. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to put in this video. And I don't think there is. If there's so this this list shows you different ways you can build characters. Like I was saying earlier, I could have done, if I wanted to get rid of Farron, because this guy has enough intellect to do, like I said down here, a 555 or a 5566 with 50 intellect. For example, I could have done 5 WC, 5 Cronan, 6 Core, 6 Regia, but then I would not have enough space for any Farron, if that makes sense. And then I would have thought, well, I'm going to have 5 WC, I'm going to want to use a little bit of archery, a little bit of fire, so maybe I need to have more aim and more agility. So I might have to take off a might, I'm going to have to take off a stamina, I might have to take off a mysticism to balance that out. But if I had archery and fire, it means I could blind people and just kind of hit them with a bow from a distance. So this game, it's pretty well balanced as far as selecting what type of character you want. They're all good in different situations, but there's not one build to rule them all. When I was talking about in my other video about character creation about having a pure fighter, I meant somebody who's 6 WC and 6 Cronan, and that would be at 10 intellect. At 10 intellect, you can do 6/6. That's a master. That's a master of 2. If you went down to 5 intellect, you could do 5/6. So you could either most people in that situation would do 6 Cronan for the AMA. AMA is anti-magic aura. It makes it really hard to cast spells in whatever area you're in. They would do like 5 WC and 6 Cronan. So maybe they would end up looking like, they might end up looking like 150 HPs, or maybe 145 HPs, WC 5, Cronan 6. That would be a pure fighter character. And I don't know if I said this yet or not, but your max HP is based off stamina. So if I'm 50 stamina, it's 100 plus whatever your stamina is. So this guy could be 150 HP, or somebody with 45 stamina would have a maximum of 145 HP. That's how hit points work out. Yeah, so I'm gonna be attacking people with this guy, trying to show you guys a little bit about the game. Hopefully it's fun and I don't get myself killed too much. Good luck.